of the void, where darkness reigns, stands the morning 50th, where courage remains. With last guns gleaming, hearts of steel, they march into battle, with grim resolve to deal, for morning's honor, for morning's honor. They raise their cry against the dark, fury they'll never die. With discipline and valor they'll stand tall. The morning 50th answering the Emperor's call. The first call's all. The morning 50th answering the Emperor's call. Through the fire and smoke they press on, facing the Seals horde until the dawn. With every volley they hold the line.
Infantry, sir. Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today.
Unbreakable sign.
Infantry, sir. Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today. Infantry, sir. Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today.
Shining brighter than the sun.
Backbone of the guard, ready to serve.
So let that story be told through the ages to come, of the morning 50th rifles and of the wars that they have won.
Hello again and welcome to another Mordian Glory live stream. It's an ugly stream, a Friday stream, it's a big stretch. Oh shit. Where were we? Oh yeah, a live stream, a late stream. You know what? I don't think it counts as late. I'll tell you why I don't think it counts as late. I think 5-minute margin for error. And I started the stream 21:04. So it's not a late stream. It's, you know, if the Goldilocks zones allows me 45 to 55%, I'm allowed 5 minutes either side. All right, it's not early if it's within 5 minutes, but it's not late if it's over by 5 minutes. How are we all doing today, my little chickadees? It is time for another Mordian Glory live stream. And it's a Friday stream. Hooray! Somehow, us degenerate bastards made it another week in this game of life. My God. My God, I don't know how we've done it. But we're going to see the week out right by chatting about anything. A classic Mordian Glory live stream. We could talk about anything and everything. We could talk about Warhammer 40k, Old World, Bolt Action, Konflikt 47. We could talk about competitive play, casual play. We could talk about army lists, hobbying projects, whatever you want. Is mayonnaise an instrument? If you believe hard enough. I mean, I reckon you could make it into an instrument. If you took the lid off if you had a sufficient jar, I actually think you could make a mayonnaise-based instrument. I'll tell you why. Get different sized jars. Okay? And then you take the lid off, and then if you like fist the mayonnaise, it'll make different noises, like squelching noises. So like, there you go. And then you could go to a bigger jar, and maybe it would make a more wet slapping sound as it hits the side and goes out of the. I think you could do it. We'll go to a weird place, but I think you could do it. What about the rash in that weird place? I mean, I keep telling you to go and see a doctor about that. At this point, look, I can't do anything for you. All right, I've tried all of grandma's home remedies. I tried pissing on it. At this point, you're gonna have to actually invest in some real medicine. All right, there you go. Joking aside, we can talk about doctor, not medical advice. But no, seriously, we can talk about anything tonight, guys. I will give you an opportunity to absolutely lambast me, though. Because I need to come clean. Early on in the stream, I need to come clean. Today's stream is going to be a short one. I know. It's not going to be a 6-hour bonanza.
Forward, you dogs!
This is basically going to be like a Valrak length stream. It's like 2 hours. 2 hours and done. I know. I know. I know. It's because I'm going down to Warlord Games tomorrow for the open day. So I'm going to be... I need to get down there relatively early. Unfortunately. But yeah, so I wish I didn't have to. But yeah, there you are. I probably won't be able to do a live stream tomorrow around Thompson because I'm going to be tired from travelling up and down. It's a bit of a journey and everything. This Decadence had better not become out. It's not. Look, we've just been... Look, guys. You want the juicy Warlord deets, right? Then you've got to let me go to Warlord, all right? Like, there you are. But you can all beef on me. Beef, Mordian beef, beef. There you are. This is the beef now for tonight. That I'm not giving you guys an 8-hour stream or whatever. All right. Just get back on sleep. It works for me. I will. Well, my God, that's the thing. I'm still only going to get like 5 or 6 hours sleep. So I am cutting back on the sleep. The fact that you're getting a stream and I'm not in bed right now is me cutting back on the sleep. He's taking our Friday upgrade sprue away. I'm taking it out of the box. I'm going full Valrak and Games Workshop at the same time. I'm taking the extra 3 hours out of the box. And if you want them, you have to pay for them separately. 50 members, longer stream. There you go. That's what Valrak is, isn't it? 50 members. Oh, man. There you go. But yeah, no, it will be a slightly shorter stream today. But I will endeavor. I've been doing some longer streams throughout the week. So hopefully the average time of streaming will be roughly the same for this week as it is every week. But yeah, there you are. Oh, got itchy shoulder. Wait, you sleep? I do sleep, despite contrary opinion. Contrary to opinion, I should say. I do actually sleep. Anyway, let's get on with this fucking thing. Time is of the essence. All right, time is running out. So let us get into today's stream, and that means, of course, starting with our traditions, because traditions are very important on the Morning Glory channel. Traditions are what separate us from the renegades, the heretics, the traitors, and what make us the Emperor's true finest, his Imperial Guard. Stand up and be counted. It's time for roll call, baby. Who is in the stream tonight? Who is ready to rock out with their bayonet out? We have got So Jamie, Waldmeister, Sanubi, Cavasius, Macon, Gregory, Cool German Dude, Mal Mind, Ryan Tomlinson, Zalo, Kerensky, Swillick Dude, Freeform Rue, Yuli, Pocock Survive, Prisoner Drusus, Noble Memes, Inferno, Mark Morkai, Grenite 1, Ken57, and Tommy Turtle, and The Not Person, and Mark Collin, Big U of the Garden, Paolo Sarah, and Game Sugan, Devil On, and Polish Wolf, and Russell W, and Pastor Blaster, and Amy Tomlinson, and Andy Voltboy, and Molten Inferno, and Skeleton Commissar, and Stacey Pierce, and A.K. Samaja, and Castellan Odinal, and Tiki, and Obelisk, and Chris K, and Squidfist, and Filthy Green Name, and Blako, and Marcus Guy Counter, and Chaos Nub, and Stress Time X-Ray, and Jerry! There we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to all of you beautiful bastards for all. Oh, and Liam Thompson as well. Hey, there we go, man. Amazing. Springs isn't here, Tiki. But do you know what? You spammed his name. So guess what? Enjoy another timeout, motherfucker. Second time I've timed him out in the last like 10 minutes. Oh my days. And Tommy! There we go. All right. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much to all of you beautiful bastards for joining today's stream. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe and all that other bollocks. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. I know, every day. You know what? You know what? At this point, if you don't know to just like and subscribe, if you don't know how to do that, you're the problem. Yeah, that's right. You. You're not only do you hear it every day on this channel, but every motherfucking YouTube video that you've ever listened to, the dumb bastard behind the camera is like, I'm a dumb bastard as well. It's like the stream, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps out. If you can't fucking just put two and two together at this point, you are the problem. I'm sick of asking for them. I'm sick of begging for them. I'm sick of promising sexual gratification for them. At this point, if you don't do it, I am both mad and disappointed. All right. Oh, man. There you are. Those probably would never realise. Now I have trust issues. Oh, my days. All right. That is that's the second largest crash out I've had on the stream this week. The first largest crash out on the stream this week was yesterday when I attempted to build some Votan. I don't want to talk about it. I got 4 models in. I thought I'd blast through the entire kit. I don't want to talk about it. I got 4 models in. Awful. Absolutely awful. Awful. And I've done them as a fucking vow for TTC, so now I've got to keep fucking going. God. God. Ugh. I haven't built a GW model in over a year. Fucking build them. And I'm just like, bleh. Bleh. I hate some. I thought they'd be good. I thought they're only little. I thought they'd be easy to go together. Fucking hell. Oh man. I don't know. I might fail my last TTC vow just because I really don't want to finish them. Friend of mine tried to build them. He ended up just getting 3D prints because of how straight they were, and he liked building models. Crazy time. So if you want to see that crash out, you can't because the stream's probably blocked because we do music on the hobby nights. But it was like an hour and a half to build 4 models, and I absolutely crashed out over it. And for those of you that were there, it was good times. It was good times. All right. Anyway, I also want to say not only big thank you to everyone who's joined, everyone who's liked, everyone who's subscribed, all that kind of good stuff, but I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's got the stream popping off, baby! Yes! Coming in with all the super chats and the member flexes and the gifted memberships and all that kind of good shit. So let's take a moment now to go through and show our appreciation and say our thank yous to those people that have gone above and beyond the Call of Duty already. We've got a bit of a gifted membership bonanza going on at the beginning of this stream. Holy shit, boys. Amazing. Started off, we have got Russell W, who has come in the stream, not my face, with not 2, but 10 gifted memberships, baby. Yes. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you for the support. Thank you for doing your part. thank you for keeping us freshly stocked with new conscripts. And of course, we're not talking about 40k conscripts because they've been legends. Not even legends. They've actually been Thanos snapped away. But we are talking about glorious Soviet conscripts. Yes. There you are. I also thank you so much, Russell W. I also want to say a big thank you to Chris K. Chris K, thank you for the gifted membership, sir. Thank you for doing your part. I also want, on top of that, I want to say a big thank you to Tiki Banzai. 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 Thank you so much for the gifted membership, Tiki. Thank you for the extra zombie hula ghoul for our battle in the Pacific against the decadent Americans. There you are. And then we've got Macon. Macon, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, sir. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the extra fire team. Extra fire team for holding the trench. Whichever trench you want. Probably a Konflikt 47 trench, knowing how Macon feels about 40k these days. There we are. Macon, thank you so much for the support, man. There you are. I also want to say a big thank you to the Whispering Monk. Yes. Our spiritual liege. Thank you so much for keeping our souls pure and our ears clean. And thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, as always, for doing your part. I also want to say a big thank you to Blako. Blako, thank you for the 48 months. Quadruple X-Force, baby. 4 years, baby. Holy shit, man. 4 years, Blako. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. I remember back in the good old days, Morning Glory gaming streams. And goddamn Orc Town that Blako would build every single time. We could never beat him because the entire map would just be wire banners. Just the entire map. The whole goddamn place. Oh, man. Blako, thank you for supporting the channel for 4 years, man. A few photos of a tournament on Discord and a song. Well, it's not a hobby night tonight, mate, so we won't be doing any music. But I can absolutely take a look at the game you've been playing. Let's have a look here. A few pictures from a fan-made version of Warhammer Fantasy. It was a nice day of fun of 3k points, no restrictions. You can take special characters if you want, and there are some extra rules like designing your Empire stank to represent all the models. Games against Wood Elves, Vampire Counts, and Chaos. Only beasts like Spawns and Dragon Ogres. Beautiful day and games, but couldn't do more than 1-1-1. Tournament was won by Chaos. Second place, Blood Knights, a special Vampire Counts, all Blood Knight theme. And third, Lizardmen. Nice. I love it that you guys still play like OG fantasy. It's like, it's not even old world. It's like old school Warhammer fantasy. Which I'm led to believe like OG Warhammer fantasy is actually as big, if not bigger, than old world in Spain. Which is just like, it's just an interesting sort of geographical thing, which is kind of cool. There we are. There we go. There's the Lizardmen. Big Brixosaurus. Nice. Chaos versus also Lizardmen, maybe? Or Ogres? Or Chaos versus Chaos Bat. I'm getting the feeling it's Chaos versus Chaos of some variety. Because it all looks pretty fucked up on both sides. And then I'm thinking Dwarves round here. Because they look like pretty small. Dwarves versus Lizardmen. Cool. Very cool. Vampire Counts. That's a lot of Black Knights there. Holy shit. That is a Vampire Counts cavalry army. Holy shit, man. Yes, the Empire. The glorious Empire. For Sigmar. For the Empire. Of course, of course. I love it. Or anytime I see Empire, they're the guys I root for. I'm guessing Chaos Demons. Demonettes. Yeah. Versus, it looks like trees, so I'm guessing Wood Elves. Look at that look at that green board. Look at that beautiful green carpet. Amazing. And another Empire army. Yes. Empire all the way, baby. Love that shit, boys. Many people will disagree with me on this. But many people are wrong. that black coach model is superior to the new black coach. And you can say, no, it's not Mordian. The new black coach is huge and it looks really dynamic and blah, 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 blah. You're wrong. And yeah, I'm including the goofy ass fucking skeletal horses. You better believe it. You better believe it. OG black coach all the fucking way. All the way, baby. I don't care what your opinion is. I just know I'm right. All right. All right. I love it, Blako. Excellent stuff, man. Hope you had some good games. And yeah, always a pleasure to hear from you and always a pleasure to see the pitch you've been playing. Apologies I can't play the song tonight though, mate, but still thank you very much for all your support, sir. I want to say next a big thank you to Noble Memes. Noble Memes, thank you for the super chat. Guess what didn't come in the mail today? I'm going to guess it was your Warlord stuff. Right, that's it. Noble Memes, you're going to have to utterly crash out. And now you're going to have to become a Warlord shill again. Not a Warlord shill, a Games Workshop shill. I'm guessing you were like, well, this is bollocks. Friendship with Warlord ended. Friendship with Games Workshop begun. I hate USPS more than GW now. I love that. I love it, man. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Well, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, is an old-timey saying. So, it's the anticipation. You know, the anticipation. Now you're going to savor it even more when the box does turn up. There you go. There you are, man. It's a shame it didn't arrive, but hopefully it will arrive tomorrow. Hopefully it'll arrive pretty soon. All right. What have we got next? Grey Knight, thank you for renewing your channel membership, sir. Yes. Grey Knight 1, thank you for continuing to do your part, continuing to support the channel, and continuing to be an absolute fucking giga chad. Amazing stuff, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. We've also got Dark Knight Curran. Dark Knight Curran, thank you so much for the super chat, mate. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the big 10. Re 40k has no resolution. Because the Tower Empire will be wiped out and the Cadians would have become the 40k version of Mandalorians, things would have to change, and GW seems to hate real change. I mean,
you smash the entire area, you kill anything that has more than 2 legs, you get me?
I agree. I think the great irony. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The great irony of the 40k timeline now moving forward is that things will now change less than ever before. Because now if something happens, it might actually have like an impact on, you know, it like, you know, for example, Cadia blowing up. Obviously the impact of that should have been that there's a lot less Cadians in the lore. But actually, Cadians have had no measurable impact. Now, they could have said, oh, well, you know, like, but here's the interesting thing. Back in the day, GW used to get away with the whole, oh, well, you know, there's not actually as many Cadians as it would seem. There's just, the reason why it seems that there's so many Cadians, it's before Cadia blew up, it's because, everyone, basically Cadian pattern equipment is very, very popular. So there's loads of Forge Worlds in sort of Cadia and the Cadian Gate and all that kind of stuff. Or local Forge Worlds that are trying to sort of make replicas and produce knockoffs and stuff. So that's why, you know, if you've got a bunch of, you've got like all, and that's why a lot of our Imperial Guard armies look kind of similar. Even though there's like infinite variety, a lot of them can look similar because they're emulating basically like Cadian equipment. And now, obviously, that's just an in-universe description for why they don't, for basically why they sell a shitload of plastic Cadians, right? But it's cool that they had that in-universe description. Now they don't really bother with that anymore. Yeah, now they don't really bother with that. And so what happens is they've blown Cadia up. So obviously they should be saying, oh, obviously all the Cadians you see aren't actual Cadians, blah, blah, blah. But they never do that. And the reason they don't do that is because the Cadians have got the brand recognition. So it's not just, oh, these are generic guardsmen. Because generic guardsmen, A, haven't got brand recognition, and B, you can't copyright generic guardsmen. So that's why it's always Cadian shock troops. That's why it's always Death Corps of Krieg. Because they're copywritten. Whereas back in the day, you could have events that were set relatively far in the past, like hundreds of years in the past. Like if you go and look at some of the dates that some of these campaigns, like Vrax and stuff, and have taken place, they took place in the past because 40k was a setting, and technically, like the setting was was like a minute to midnight, as it were. But really, a lot of the novels were written in the past. A lot of the novels were written in all, well, and also like. Sometimes they didn't even say when it was based, kind of thing, because you got 10,000 years of basically human stagnation. You can put your story basically 10,000 years wherever you want, right? So we talked about this before. Like a good example of this is, if you look at the Maelstrom, that book that GW did at the end of 10th, versus the Badab Wars that GW did years ago, like a couple of decades ago now, roughly speaking, 10, 15 years ago, right? The current Maelstrom book, there was no progress in it whatsoever. Basically, like, in fact, it was so, Uriel turned up, a bunch of Eldar died, a bunch of Space Marines died, there was no lasting consequences whatsoever, and so it didn't mean anything. But if you look at the Badab War books, which was basically the prequel to the Maelstrom, then essentially what happened is there are consequences. The Astral Claws went renegade. The consequence of them going renegade was the Astral Claws sort of tried, in a funny sort of way, the Astral Claws sort of tried to do the right thing. This ended up with them going renegade, the Imperium coming after them. By the Imperium coming after them, they essentially sort of pushed them over the edge to being full-blown renegades, which in, like an act of desperation, they ended up falling to chaos and all this kind of stuff, right? Very, very, very broad summary of the situation. But you can see how there's a difference between the two there. One is, oh, look, we had a battle and oh, we swear to God that loads of people died and it was a really big deal. It was a really big deal, guys. It was really big. Oh my God, Prince Uriel, he's a really big deal. But actually, there's no consequences of that. Because there can't be any consequences. Whereas when you set it in the background, what you're doing is you're basically, rather than trying to tell a story that's happening in the here and now, you can take people through, and this is a weird thing, but this is what makes a story good. You can take people through an arc. This is the issue that modern 40k writing, not all of it, but a lot of modern 40k writing doesn't have. It basically describes an event. Oh, look at this event that's taken place right now. Oh my God, what could this mean for the future? It means nothing for the future. It means nothing. It's just popcorn. Do you know what I mean? It's like the difference between the old, it's like the difference in the, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and the old Star Treks, and like the new ones. The new ones are a bag of shit because they're just popcorn for the masses, right? The old ones were great because there was like actual things that happened and they made you think, right? And so this is that's because the a lot of new stuff that's produced with GW, for example, getting back on topic, it's just designed to sell something in the here and now. Hey, here's a Maelstrom book that we're going to release that is basically, its whole thing is just to sell you minis. Now, it's not that in the past they didn't do lore to sell minis. Lore has always sold minis. Lore has always been the best catalogue for 40k, right? You read a good story, you go and buy models. Excellent. But now it's become a case of, here's your book, here's an epic battle, here's the fucking miniatures. And that's it. There's no arc. It's just a moment. Right? It's just a moment. So you can have really cool moments, but moments are unsatisfying. It's almost like what was it? Christian von Carbian said recently. It's like 40k hookup culture almost, right? The modern 40k, it's all about that lore hookup, right? It's all about that lore hookup. You come in, lol. You you get your one night stand with the lore book. They have an epic battle. You know, you get your minis, and then you moved on to the next thing, right? Whereas old 40k lore, it was, you know, living that trad life, right? It's living that trad life. You're gonna settle down. You're gonna find something that you love. You're gonna come on this whole journey with it. You know, it's gonna be this whole like arc that happens. Oh my god. Oh my god! But the analogies and metaphors are now confusing the thing more than anything else. The point is that if you look at something like the Bad Ab War, even though it was a fixed event, because it wasn't it wasn't a instant gratification, fast food culture kind of thing. It was something that they could release a big book about, and then or several books about, and then through this, they could tell the full story. And so the end result was here, you know, they still released a bunch of like models and shit, you know, like they still released all the Red Corsair stuff. Huron Blackheart still got his model, right? But it wasn't just a moment. It was because it's happened in the past, there's payoff. So we'll show you how it begins and we'll show you how it ended. And now you know how this character came into being. Do you see the difference? I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but do you see the difference? So, you know, if they were to do, if old GW was to do the fall of, well, a good example of this is the old Fall of Medusa campaign that Games Workshop did. The Fall of Medusa was a White Dwarf campaign from back in the day. And it wasn't, I don't think it wasn't timeline moving in any way. Let me just find out. There you go. There you go. So the Fall of Medusa campaign was in 2006, and it actually took place in the last year of 999.m41, and it was just basically this campaign that GW did with the Vostroyan Firstborn. And basically, it was this, it was how they introduced the Vostroyan Firstborn models. Yeah. So basically, they set it. It was like, here's the beginning, here's the end, and here's the Vostroyan Firstborn. Yeah. And you've got the same thing with the Death Corps of Krieg. You know, if you think of when was the Siege of Rax, I think Siege of Rax is a better example, to be fair. Yeah, so Siege of Rax, the Siege of Rax, they set that in 813 to 830.m41. So that's well in the past of the 40k timeline. Yeah. You think with 10,000 years across the whole galaxy, we wouldn't need to discuss the last 5 minutes? Yeah, exactly. The Siege of Rax had a sodding ending. Yeah, exactly. So that's the difference. So that's kind of what. So Dark Knight Curd, that is kind of why it's 40k lore feels different now. And this is where you know, it's where people say there's no real change anymore. The thing is, right, I actually have to be kind of fair to GW. I know. I'm ball washing, but I actually have to be kind of fair to them, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because one, they never did any real change anyway in the past. Think about it. GW's never done any real change because they always set things in the past before. So they did so they could avoid doing real change. So it's not really they've not really changed their stance on that at all. The funny thing is, I actually think that in many ways, Games Workshop moving the timeline forward, it's actually what the community wanted. I think the old saying of be careful what you wish for is very true with modern 40k. Modern 40k lore. Because GW used to set up all of these mysteries. What was the Terminus Decree, for example, right? Oh, I wonder what would happen in this scenario. I wonder what would happen if Cadia ever fell, kind of thing, right? What would happen if Abaddon actually won? All these, you know, what ifs. What would happen if the Necrons ever woke up in force? What would happen if the Tyranids invaded again? All this kind of stuff. How would the Imperial, And the thing is, they were smart originally, they were very smart to never answer those questions. Because, and we've seen this again and again and again, whatever they come up with will never satisfy everybody. And by answering questions, all you actually do is take away from discussion. Think about how many videos think about this. How many lore videos do you think were made about the Terminus Decree? Thousands. I'm not talking hundreds. I'm betting thousands. I'm betting on YouTube, cumulatively, there must be millions upon millions of views from Warhammer fans wanting to learn about the Terminus Decree. Right? Because nobody knew what the answer was. So everyone would talk about, oh, it's this really important thing. Oh my God, what could it be? And people would try and find, they deep dive different lore books. They try and find snippets. Or maybe that it's from this Horse Heresy book is what it means. Or maybe it's this thing is what it means. Blah, 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 blah. And then GW answered it. GW went, oh, the Terminus Decree means that if the Emperor was ever to get off the Golden Throne, the Grey Knights would be obligated to put him back on. And it's like, oh, that's not very satisfying. Do you think there's many people making lore videos about the Terminus Decree now? Probably fucking not. Right? I'm sure there's still a few being made, but the amount of lore videos that could be milked over what the Terminus Decree might have been is infinitely higher than the amount of lore videos that could ever be made about what the Terminus Decree actually is. Yeah. So the point I'm making here is that the community, GW was smart not to answer those questions. But the reason I think Games Workshop is advancing the timeline forward, I think is twofold. I think one of them is their fault. I think one of them is our fault. The first reason being our fault, I think that there were many people in the community who they felt that they wanted answers. They wanted to know. Maybe it's just because we're all riddled with autism. But a lot of autistic people, they don't like the mystery. They like to know. What is the facts? What are the numbers? What does X plus 1 equal? All this, that's what they want, right? So there's a lot of people that were probably, saying to GW, advance the timeline. I remember loads of discussions back in the day on the old Daka forums and all that kind of stuff. Loads of people would be like, oh, GWs will never have the balls to advance the storyline. They were like actually angry about it, not actually fucking thinking what it would mean. They were so obsessed with, could they move the timeline forward that they never thought about should they move the timeline forward. Okay? And I'll admit, I was probably at one point in that camp. I was like, oh, I'd love to know what this happened. But I never cared that much about it. Do you know what I mean? Right? The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? Exactly, people, they wanted to know the answer. So on the one hand, I think GW in many ways has sort of given the community what they wanted. It's just unfortunate that any answer they come up with is never going to beat the million crazy, deep, clever, intelligent fan theories that might come up with. This is a big problem that like TV shows have these days. A big problem with TV shows is that they can set everything up, but they just can't get the finish right. You see it all the time. Yeah. Now, the other reason I think it's Games Workshop's fault. Okay. And the reason why I think it's Games Workshop's fault, and it's not necessarily like a blame, but I mean a fault in like an actual like flaw kind of thing. And my reason why I think that some of the flaw lies with Games Workshop is when they originally, I mean, people like Rick Priestley, who invented Warhammer 40k. People like Rick Priestley have said that they very purposefully set certain things like the Horus Heresy so far back that it was meant to be mysterious. It was meant to be this big backdrop to the whole thing. And you've no idea, there's only tiny glimpses, teeny tiny glimpses of what the Horus Heresy may have been, what the Dark Age of technology may have been, what the Age of Apostasy and all that kind of stuff may have been. All right. Like, there'd always be little hints and they could drop more hints in and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff was set in the past because then A, you had the mystery, but B, it gave you 10,000 years worth of history that you could, 10,000 year timeline that you could drop different things into. Right. And it also meant that when it came to them bringing out new units, it could be explained by like the units being added to the setting. But maybe before, the battles that, let's say, like the Rogel Dawn, for example. Let's say the Rogel Dawn only existed from the year 35,000 onwards, or whatever it is, right? So the year 40k, we're in 35k. Well, all the games that had like happened before the Rogel Dawn models was released, well, you just say, well, they were just prequels. They were just in the 30th to the 34th K, right? But now, at some point in the Imperium discovered this, and that's why we have it now. We could just say, oh, it's a design. It's it's not been invented. It's come up at this point in the timeline, kind of thing. Yeah, you could just say the Rogel Dawn wasn't there. Yeah, exactly. Like it just wasn't. Yeah, or it just wasn't in that particular part of the battlefield, or a particular part of the Imperium, or whatever. Exactly, right? So it was purposefully designed. 40k was purposely designed to have a lot of vagary and mystery because that was good for the players, it was good for the world building, but most importantly, it was good for the company. Good for the company. It was good business to have it that way, right? It was good business. The problem that GW has now is pretty much everyone that set 40k up with those things doesn't work there anymore. So there are all these like fences in place, all these fences and barriers and all this kind of stuff. And then loads of new people would have come in, new executives would have come in, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, well, why does this fence exist? Why don't we explain what the Horus Heresy is? Why don't we explain what... why don't we move the timeline forward? There's no reason. I can't think of a single good reason. And the reason they can't think of it is because they weren't there to lay the foundations down. Yeah. So that's I think the some of the, and that's why and also you've got to think like the people that originally made 40k and then sort of evolved it in from old Hammer into mid Hammer, they don't work there anymore. So if you ever wonder like why does new Hammer in so many regards feel so different to old and mid Hammer, and it's because the people working there now are completely different, and so their design philosophy, they for some of the people that are working there now, they'll understand less about the game than you will, because you've been playing this game for 30 years. They might have only been at Games Workshop for 2 years, and yet they're in charge of design and lore and all this kind of stuff. So there you go. So, in summary, GW advancing the timeline is basically a rod for their own back. And we're starting to, I think, understand now why that fence was there. And I think it's a really good example of, before you tear a fence down, you should probably know why it was put up in the first place. Yeah. There you go. All right, what do we got next? And that was a big one. That was a big one. That was a big one. I thought it was a good question, so I thought I'd go with it. All right, what do we got next? So Newbie, thank you for super chat. Got a custom mission for 11, the stream discussion and surprises. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Okay. Got another 11th edition mission planned for 5th of September, 2v1, 2k, mission briefing, hold until relieved. The battle was lost at Expedition Site Sigma 9. Amidst the carnage, Death Guard secured an unstable warhead before withdrawing from the field. At first, its loss was considered another weapon falling into traitor hands. It was not. Intelligence suggests that the Death Guard Lord of Contagion intends to transform the captured warhead into something far worse. A vile weapon capable of spreading corruption across an entire war zone. There remains one obstacle. An Imperial research installation lies directly in its path. Within its vaults are biological samples, containment research and classified data that could provide the final component required to perfect his weapon. The facility cannot be allowed to fall. Yet neither can everything within simply be destroyed. Personnel must be extracted. Research that cannot be permitted into enemy hands must be recovered or purged. The facility's remaining stores of material are to be loaded for evacuation. They need time. With the Death Guard threat escalating, the Tech Priest, Manipulus, Kale, Voss forces regrouping for repairs, and the Callous 49th Armoured Siege Regiment having an outbreak of yellow pox due to long engagement facing Death Guard, the Adept Astartes have been called upon. Captain Cassian Ferrex and the Steelborn chapter have answered. The Iron Hands' successors have fortified the evacuation zone and seized control of the facility's remaining communication network. Hellblasters, Intercessors, and support elements hold the inner compound, while Cassian and his aggressors remain aboard their land-ready Crusader, ready to reinforce whichever part of the line begins to buckle. But beyond the wall, at the furthest relay station, the first obstacle the enemy must overcome. 10 Steelborn Terminators. At their head stands ancient Castian Krell, bearer of the company's banner. The old warriors planted the colours beside the relay and gathered his Terminators around them. They are not there to counterattack, they are not there to withdraw, they are there to hold. And the Death Guard are not coming alone. Whether through promise of captured material plunder, or simply opportunity to demonstrate their massive siegecraft, an Iron Warriors warband has answered the Lord of Contagion's call. Whatever agreement exists between the two traitor forces can be settled after the walls have fallen. For now they have a common enemy, the Steelborn. Every relay lost to the enemy slows the evacuation from the facility. Every minute the Steelborn hold buys another minute for evacuation. Should the line break completely, the research falls into traitor hands, and whatever horror the Lord of Contagion intends to create from the weapon he captured will be one step closer to completion. Cassian Ferrex issues only one order: hold until relieved. Yes, the picture is AI, but I don't give a shit. Just giving it what the board will be. Also, something I picked up, early birthday gift to myself. Let's have a look. Hey, that's cool, man. I love it. This is for your custom 11th edition, isn't it? You don't even play you do like alternating activations and everything, don't you? I love it, man. Hey, looks cool, man. Big long board, cool as fuck. Nice. What we got next? Yes! Yes! glorious. Absolutely glorious. The best rulebook they ever made, that. Absolutely peak. And the ancient scrolls. The ancient scrolls. I love it. I love it, man. Nice. Nice. Now, this is where the true wargaming begins. What do we got next? So, Jamie, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, sir. Thank you for keeping us fresh stock with new conscripts to hold the line in the name of the Emperor. Yes. Incredible, man. Atomic Activity, thank you for the super chat. Army in stream discussion. Let's have a look. Off to a bot action talk tomorrow, putting the Free French down and going for Germany this time. List is called Scraping the Bow. It's meant to be the last fanatics of January 1945. Also been working on Harold Godwin's army today. Managed to kit bash Dragon Banner as seen in the Bayeux Tapestry. A great day for the hobby today. Don't forget to get as much out of war as possible about Hail Caesar. We want the rumours. I'm going to get everything. Everything for every game season that I possibly can. I mean, I might not be able to tell you about it, but I'm going to know. And then eventually, I'll be able to tell you some stuff. Nice. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah. Looks like a mixture of Fallschirmjäger, maybe some Naughty Boys here, perhaps. And then some replacement army dudes and shit. And all just a collection of whatever mad pieces of armor they could put into the field. Brilliant. Oh, shit, 1 minute. There's more. There's more. Don't let me shortchange you, man. Cool. Hey, that looks great, man. Nice. Yeah, I would love to do a proper I feel like I am becoming quite old, because in the past I had no interest in covering like a historical sword and board game, but now I think it'd be really fucking cool. I think it'd be really, really, really fucking cool. I might need to get some Hail Caesar or something. Or Pike and Shot or something. Buy a satchel and could play Historics. I think I might have to. I've got loads of Hail Caesar. I got to get some epic Hail Caesar done. That's what I've got to do. After this next vow, I've got to get some epic Hail Caesar done, for sure. All right. What do we got next? So, Jamie, thank you for the Giga Chat. More conscripts to boo this man. Boo this man! Boo this man. I'm sorry. I know. I've got to crack on, because I've only got like an hour left in the stream already. It's flying, boys. It's flying. What do we got here? We got Chris K. Thank you for the hot dog emoji. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I think so. I think it's a subgenre of a subgenre of sandwich. Yeah. Chaos Nub. Thank you for renewing your channel membership. Hey! Thank you for doing your part, man. Amazing. Appreciate the support, buddy. We've also got Alex. Alex, thank you for the 49 months. Quadruple X-Force, baby. Yes. Oh, my God. Can't get the Battle March book anywhere. Beef? Hype? I think it's beef because we can't get it. I think it's hype because it goes to show how popular Old World is. Or maybe GW massively under-produced it, which they have been doing a lot of that recently. But yeah, hopefully they'll do another run of it at some point. It'll come back in stock. But yeah, it was really, yeah, I played again Battle March. I loved it. Battle Report actually coming out on Sunday. First Battle March Battle Report. So hopefully you guys all will like it. It was so much fun. Goblin Wolf Rider Raiders versus Halfling Militia. It was a really cool out. It was a really cool game, man. I think you guys are gonna love it. Beautiful board all set up. Yeah. Hype beef. What was it? What did it say? Heath. Good
for you.
All right. We've also got Marold. Marold, thank you for the gift of emotions, sir. Thank you for the support. Thank you as always doing your part. And as always, I raise my glass to you, Marold. Thank you so much, man. And also, gentlemen, a gentleman, a scholar, a good sir, and a kind sir. Alex, I was going to ask you a question, actually. When does the open day open tomorrow? Is it 9? Because it's a special day? Or is it like 10 or 11? Is it later? Please, God, say it be later. I don't know. Is there any info on it? Warlord games open day times 2026. It says 10. 10? That's what the AI is telling me. I don't know if I believe the AI.
Backbone of the guard, ready to serve.
I think it opens at 10, but seminars and stuff don't start until 11. There you go. Okay. Want to try out one of our... They've got... What demo games they got on this time? They've got K-47, Bolt Action, Black Powder, Hail Caesar, Pike and Shot, Black Seas. Oh, wow. Look at this. I found the article, right? Open Day Stalwarts, the Friends of General Haig, will also be present, running a massive Anglo-Zulu War participation game for anyone wanting to roll some dice or just marvel at their always impressive table. Yes. Zulus! Thousands of them! Great deals and goodie bags. When you arrive, you'll be handed a good bag full of awesome loot. We'll keep the content secret for now, but trust me, you'll enjoy it. Additionally, you get £25 off any starter set, army, or fleet, essentially giving you the cost of your ticket back. Naturally, store will also be fully stocked with our warehouse right next door. It's perfect time to stock everything. Oh, shit, boys. Okay, like, what am I going to spend my 25 quid on?
This is a weapon of terror. It's made to intimidate.
What am I going to spend it on?
This is a weapon of war.
Should I, what starter set should I go for? Should I go for a new game or should I go... That's the question. Should I go for a new game? Like, what's the boat game? Is it boat game time? Do I need another game system? Hail Caesar, K-47. What if I went for Victory at Sea? Victory at Sea, yeah. I mean, you know, there's a starter set. 50 quid for a starter set. Victory at Sea boat game. I don't know. That looks like it could be a real treat, you know. What are we thinking? There is an age of sail. You want to live that Master and Commander life? I could go Master and Commander life. That's true. Where is it? Black Seas. There you go. That's only 59 quid. So I'd get it for £34. 34 quid for living that Master and Commander life.
When it comes to fighting crime, there's only one man keeping the streets safe while keeping it real. Indeed.
Are we going back, or do we go for more K-47? Do we go for more K-47? I don't know if I need any starter armies for K-47, though. I kind of have them all. I don't need any more K-47, to be honest. Choose the lesser two Weevils. I know. I could go for some Hail Caesar. Full scale. Is there any point in me getting full scale Hail Caesar if I already have mini scale, epic scale Hail Caesar? Shit, man. Nobody told me I could play fucking Vikings, bro. What the fuck? Why did nobody tell me I could play the fucking Vikings? Oh, dear. I might have found my new addiction. Oh, my God. Johnny fucking loves pikemen in Total War. Oh, shit, man. Shit. Shit. Do they have pick models? They've got Gallic Celts. I'm sure they've got some other stuff as well. But they've got Celts, which I'm sure you could use to make Picts, right? You know? Sure you could do something with them. Interesting. I don't know. I'll tell you what. You guys can vote on it. Whilst I'm doing super chats, you guys can vote on it. What starter set should I get with my voucher? Boat game. Hail Caesar or K-47 or Bolt Action. There you go. There you go. All right. Anyway, I didn't know that. So I think it opens at 10, but the seminars start at 11. So it's not too bad. I should be able to get a reasonable amount of sleep before going down. Yeah. Let's have a look. What have we got next? We've got some more super chats coming in. We've got some big ones. We've got Commander HHL. Thank you for the gift of membership. Sah. Thank you for your support, man. We've got Donovan McLean. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Cool news. Wargames Atlantic released The Damned. Ooh. They released them separately now. Nice. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So, Damned Infantry and Damned Brutes. Ooh, shit, man. They're going to be... Hello, Bolgrins and Ogrins. Oh shit, man! Do you get enough weapons? Do you have enough for all melee weapons? Is the question, or you're gonna have to build them as a bit of a mix. That's the back of sprue. So each sprue's got 1, 2, 3 on, and there's 1, 2. Oh yeah, so there's definitely enough to build them with all melee weapons, or to build them with all shooty weapons. So you can do Borgin or Ogun from them because you've got melee weapon. Let's have a look here. It probably has the poses there. So you've got big axe guy, shield guy, and I think there's basically like double chopper guy essentially. One chopper. I see a chopper there. Maybe not quite. Oh no, another chopper there. No. 1, 2. It might be... Yeah, you might not get everyone with choppers. Although you probably can. Yeah. Yeah. Chopper goes with shield. And then maybe you got 2 two-handed weapons here. Hopefully. I'm pretty certain you can make it work one way or another, right? Yeah. Very good. I mean, that's very important. And then what about the infantry? Oh, wow. I mean, they do just look excellent, don't they? Those are probably the best Traitor Guard models that you can buy in hard plastic right now. Hey, do you know what they remind me of? They really remind me of the old cultists. You know what? Dude with heavy stubber. Gas mask. Fucking auto guns. Close enough. Welcome back, Dark Vengeance cultists. Holy shit, man. I always said I always said that the Dark Vengeance cultists were the best cultist models, some of the best infantry models GW's ever made, that they were very, very foolish to get rid of them and replace them with the shitty new cultists that they've got. And I said that if someone came along and started selling the old cultists again, I would have bought a bunch of them. And guess what? Yeah. Yeah. All Games Atlantic doing what Games Workshop used to do. I've said it. I've said it until I'm blue in the face, so I won't go on about it again. But GW often, for some reason or another, decides to stop selling something that was really popular. And do you know what happens? Someone just comes along and fills the gap in the market. Yeah, very forgeable Traitor Guard coded, exactly. I mean, we see it all the time. I've been talking about this for probably a decade at this point. GW leaves so much money on the table, and it's very strange. It's very strange, but hey, it's their choice, their business at the end of the day. They're a business, they can do what they want. Yuli, thank you for the Giga Chat. If Mara's Ghoul were to activate Killing Mist and attack a walker in open ground, would they fight at the same time, or would one of them fight first? I think that the walker always fights first, because I think the walker's ability to punt you on the way in, it's not a defensive bonus. A defensive bonus is something very specific. It's the fact that you've been charged from over open ground, or the fact that you're defending a wall, or the fact that you are defending a tree line or a building or something. So the Killing Mist negates the defensive bonus of infantry, but that's a specific thing. It doesn't negate the walker's ability to basically twat you on the way in, as far as I can tell. That would be my gut instinct and my interpretation of it. I mean, I could double check it, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it would change that. Killing Mist. When issued an order, Mars Ghoul Squad can opt to create an icy mist around themselves to the main of the game turn. This confers the Mars Ghoul Squad light cover that moves with the unit. Killing Mist negates a defensive position bonus if the Mars Ghoul Squad's assault in the same turn. If assaulting models in the open ground, Mars Ghoul Squad resolve their damage and casualties will move before the enemy has a chance to retaliate. If Mars Ghoul Squad uses Killing Mist to exhaust its Rift dice after execute order. Yeah, so no, it's just for infantry on infantry combat. It's very specific. It's just for infantry on infantry. It doesn't have any effect on infantry charging walkers. All right. Hope that helps, man. Johnny Johnson, thank you for the super chat, bro. I am super excited for the dam that just got dropped. Yeah, I love them. I give them 10 out of 10. They're exactly what Chaos Cultists should look like. They're exactly what the Blood Pack should look like, but you could do a lot with them. Yeah, you could do a lot with them. It's a shame I already have a massive Chaos Traitor Guard army. In many ways, it's a bit of a shame. But my Traitor Guard army is for the Blood Pact. And I always said that if I was to do I've always said that every Chaos army that I end up doing is really for Nurgle. So maybe I need to get a second Traitor Guard army and do them for Nurgle. Yeah. Or maybe I just get some and build them and have fun with them and not worry about it too much. Yeah. Maybe I'll do it for 4th edition. Something like that. Time for the Mobian 6. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Macon, thank you for the super chat. For no reason, how would you build a 40 ghost army? Okay. I'd still get an Onryo. I'd basically get, so I can tell you what my army was yesterday in the battle report that I did. And you could basically take that army and it would almost be a perfect fit. So I had a ghost platoon and I had 4 5-man squads of ghost attack squads with Shiburu rifles, 2 5-man squads of ghost warriors, shadow warriors with the stabby weapons. So that was 30. And then I had an Onryo, a ghost commander with an extra friend, and I had Tadaki, the special character. Now, if you didn't want to use Tadaki, he's the equivalent of another squad of ghosts. Okay? So that would get you up to 35. Because I had 6 5-man squads, so that's 30. If you get rid of Daki, he's about 160 points. So you can swap him out for another squad. Okay? So that's 35. Then I did take Panzerfaust on 3 of my squads, which is 75 points. So if you... sorry, we want which is 75 points. And we're actually on 85 points because of... Tadaki is not a straight swap. Actually, no. Sorry, one's 84 points, right? If you didn't want, sorry, I'm being stupid. 35. We're on 37. We're on 37 models. I can get you 38. I can get you 38. So what I would, if you wanted 38, so what I would do is I would take 4 5-man squads of Ghost Warriors. I give 2 of them Ghost with the Shibura rifles. I give 2 of them squads Panzerfaust, 2 of them not. And then I would take 2 5-man squads with Stabby, right? Wait, no, I'm fucking up. It's 5. 5 Ghost attack squads with the guns. 2 with Panzerfausts. 2 squads with Stabby. 1 commander with 2 extra friends. 1 Onryo. 38 ghosts. There you are. There you are. All right, what do we got here? There you go. Hope that helps. But if you wait for the battle report to come out next week, you'll see the army. But if you've already got the ghosts, that's what I would do. All right. We've got Adepta Potatoes. Thank you for the 20 gifted memberships, baby. We are going in with the first wave. Means more bugs for us to kill. You smash the entire area. You kill anything more than 2 legs. You get me. We get you, sir. Holy shit, man. 20 memberships. 20 memberships. Absolute Giga Chat maneuver. Absolute fucking hero maneuver. Really fucking appreciate it, bro. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the whole goddamn platoon. Whole goddamn platoon to hold the line in the name of the Emperor. I love it, man. Thank you so much for your incredible support. Thank you for absolutely bloody smashing it. For supporting the channel and, of course, supporting the community, because the gifted memberships, they always go a really fucking long way with the community, man. So thank you so much, man. We've got Grimdog Future. 22 months. Tell you what, those Cadians are really Moorish. Oh, man. Those Cadians. Do you know what? Do you mean the new Cadians or the old Cadians? And I'll tell you what, right? Or you say because GW never kills the Cadians off. Do you know what's funny? We actually had. I want a bit of a. I want to do a bit of an opinion poll with you guys in the chat, right? So I found this picture the other day. I found this picture earlier today, and I was like, it was part of an ongoing. I was. By the way, context. I was completely crashing out over how shit modern GW models were to build. Okay, like this was. I don't just sit there coping and seething about Games Workshop. Honestly, I don't really care that much about their models or what they do anymore. Like I enjoy playing the games, but I have all the Warhammer, right? So I just enjoy building other models now. But it was an ongoing crash out from the night before, and I was talking about how. Yeah, but basically I was in the Discord crashing out about it, and I found this picture, and I just went, it's night and day. The old cage was way better. Seeing them side by side settles the argument. To me, and I would like your opinion. Okay, to me, this model on the right, this model right here, it looks so much better than this one on the left. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the knee pads. Maybe it's the helmet design. Maybe it's the body armor design. But I just think the one on the right just looks so much better. I'm not saying the one on the left is bad. You know, if you like the one on the left, then, you know, you go, girl. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's personal taste. But I just think the one on the left, I don't know, man. It looks fine. It looks okay. But I just think the one on the right, just looks better. I think the las gun looks great. It comes with the bayonet on it. I don't think there's any real difference in detail between like the two jackets and trousers, right? There's not that much difference in. Am I crazy, or is there just not? There's not that much difference in detail between the models. Big head, big hands. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that out of proportion. They're a little big, but I don't know. They're not that much out of proportion for how most 40k models are. Shall we do a poll for it? Okay. We'll end the current poll, and you guys can decide on this one. All right, because I don't know. I just saw that picture side by side, and I just instantly... Maybe it's the color. Do you know what it might be? I think I've got it, actually. Right? I think it's the color scheme. I don't think I like the new Cajun color scheme. And you might think, but more than it's green and tan. Nah. This is a lighter tan and a more olive drab green. Whereas this is a darker tan with a more army, like, for me, like almost army toy soldier green. That might be it. I think it's the... I do wonder if I would change my mind if this guy was painted like this guy. I wonder if that would make the difference. I wonder. Shall we do a poll? All right, let's do a poll. Let's find out. And I don't mind. Obviously, you guys vote whichever way you want to fucking vote. All right. I don't care if the people prefer the new ones over the old ones. Like, I'm just saying, my personal preference. I just saw the old ones side by side, and it was like, I think I prefer the old ones. Which Cadians do you? Which Cadian models do you prefer? Old ones, including with the well, the old ones. We'll just say old ones versus new ones, because I guess there's taking into account upgrade sprues for both. Upgrade sprues and bits for both. Because the new ones have obviously got an upgrade sprue, and the old ones got an upgrade sprue late, but they also had loads of like other bits you could kit bash them with. So taking all of it into account, right? And we're taking into account not just the shock troops, we'll take into account things like the heavy weapon teams, command squads, just everything. Okay, so just everything to do with the old ones and everything to do with the new ones. Which one do you prefer? Okay, the whole system. Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay. All right. What do we got next? We've got some super chats. Lots of super chats. we've got Butt Mountain. Thank you for the Baneblade. Yes, it is the Baneblade. Thank you very much, sir, for the big Baneblade chat. Like my brother, a committed 40k fan, my copy of Festung Europa. After a couple of weeks, I asked his thoughts. No hard commitments, but the gears of the mind are turning and the hand is slowly extending towards the rift. We'll see. Yes, the revolution spreads, brother. The fire rises. I'm telling you, boys, you know, this K-47 thing, it's pretty tempting. It's pretty good. Yeah. I love it. I love it, man. Brother, may I have some rift, brother? No, brother, this is all my rift. There you go. There you are. Another hand will touch the rift. There you go. All right, what do we got next? Cosmic, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. Whole updating stream discussion. I've gone mad. Bust a rift. Did you buy more stuff, Cosmic? Let's have a look. Okay, I've gone wild. I got a few more things, and now I have 3 IS2s. And since you're in the book now, Timmy, you need the model. I think this one will do. Yeah, I actually saw the same one, man. So wait, you got? That's what you got before, right? And now you've got those 2 as well. That's amazing. Cosmic just got absolutely hammered the IS2s. Brilliant. Yeah, so I will definitely be getting the event exclusive mini, 100%, and I will definitely be using him as the general for my army. Yeah, absolutely. Nice, cool, man. Very cool. All right, I love it, Cosmic. I love it. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, man. Very, very cool. Yeah. All right, what have we got here? Mini Paying Panda, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, baby. Thank you for the support. Thank you for doing your part for keeping us freshly stocked with new conscripts. Board Baobab, thank you for the super chat, man. Where's my Northern Exile MG K47 collab? I know, I need to message him again. I think, let me just give him a quick message. I think I messaged him back, but did he message me back again? Oh shit, man. All right, I've messaged him back. Okay. There we are. All right. What do we got next? Commander HHL, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, sir. And all 5 of them will fit through the same hole in a piece of paper. There we are. Chris K, thank you so much for the work emoji. Work. I love it, man. Fool's Fate, thank you for renewing your channel membership and doing a 28-month member flex. 007, man. My Chaos Dragon is on the way. Hype. The new Chaos Dragon model does look sick as fuck. It's a big beast. It's a big old beast. But I reckon it is one of those few models where it might have a big price tag associated with it, but it is worth it. It's expensive, don't get me wrong, but it is a gorgeous model. And it's those kind of like one-off centerpiece models where like it's worth the pennies. Yeah, you're only going to get one. It's going to look amazing in your army. You're going to fucking love it every time you bust it out. And it's going to feel great whenever you use it because it's a goddamn Chaos Lord and a Dragon, right? So it's not like putting a Baneblade down back in the day. The Baneblades are all right now. Back in the day, you put a Baneblade down, the first thing that would go off the table would be the Baneblade because they weren't very good. Now, the Chaos Dragon, that's a different story. That thing's going to be rampaging around and you're going to get every penny's worth out of it every game. Yeah, I love it. All right. Hex of Violence. Thank you. Oh, one minute. Commander HHL. Thank you for another gifted membership, sir. Thank you for another hole that has had a member put through it. That sounds wrong, but I'm going to own it. Fool's Fate. Done that one. Hex of Violence. 2 months. Thank you for the support, man. Needed new opposing force. My guard / GSC went for orcs. Really? Really? You went for orcs? Wow. Wow. That's like great timing, you know. What a coincidence that Games Workshop has just unveiled the most broken orc codex that we've ever seen, and one of the most overtuned codexes we've ever seen in general. And just exactly the same time, you've decided that orcs should be your next army. Like, God, what a coincidence! You can't, you know, that just can't happen on purpose. You know, that's just the universe talking and us listening. I'm just busting your balls, Hex of Violence. Orcs are great. The new models, whilst expensive, do look fucking awesome. And you know what? This is the thing, right? Call me a GW ball washer. I may fucking think the Orc Codex is massively overtuned. I may think that the models are ridiculously overcosted. But I will say that now the range has sort of all come together. Also, I will complain that they've removed a lot of models as well. But I will say, now that the whole range has come together, you've not got old boys alongside like new trucks and all this stuff. No, well, new like old boys alongside a lot of like new vehicles and buggies and stuff. Now that everything is of the same era, I do think that the Orc army has never looked prettier. I do think they look prettier. So they might be expensive. They might be riddled with GW chicanery, but the models do look beautiful. Yeah, they do. All right. So, Hex of Violence, I don't actually blame you even slightly. And I was only busting your balls. Thank you for the super chat, man. I don't play competition armies. I only play 2nd through 3rd edition. Then, I apologize for any ball busting. You are clearly an absolute fucking Giga Chad, man of culture, playing the old hammer. So, I think it's going to be good. Now, the question is, are you going to go for the new models just because they're new, or are you going to go for the older models to maintain that 2nd/3rd edition vibe? That's the question. That's the question, right? Because both is good, right? Both work. It's just kind of curious which way you lean kind of thing. All right. What do we got next? We have got CB Cooper! My God! My God, it's never been done. Fuck, CB Cooper, I do apologize. I missed this earlier. CB Cooper coming in with not 1, not 2, but 50. 50 gifted memberships, baby. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, my God. I don't know how I missed this before, man. Holy shit. I was just been deep off on some bloody moment. You know what I'm like? Bloody hell. Everyone in chat right now, spam 07, spam your favorite emojis in chat, show some love, show some appreciation, show some gratitude, because I think we can all agree that 50 gifted memberships is a really, really fucking big deal. Oh my days. Holy shit, man. It's Cooper's Company sending an whole goddamn extra wave. Oh my God. From the tip of my toes to the end of my big rubbery nose. Thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 fucking times. Thank you. Cooper's Company, boys. Oh my God. I love it. CB Cooper, it's been a little while since we had you in the stream, man. It's great to have you back, but regardless of you giving the membership, it's always good to have you around. I want to make that clear. But it's great to have you in the stream, man. Absolutely fucking love it, bro. Thank you for the incredible generosity. Thank you for the awesome support. And I really, really do appreciate the big 50 memberships, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. You missed him. He's working out. Even if he's working out, I know I'll catch it on the bounce, so that's all right. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. CB Cooper. You are an officer and a gentleman, sir. A gentleman scholar. And truly a giga chad amongst us mortals. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Can I know, you took a minute more than I did. I took a little while to get to it. I didn't realize it had come out. I would have prioritized if I'd seen it. But it's popping off tonight, boys. Holy shit. Like, it's really popping off. So I do apologize it's taking me a little while to get to you guys, but just know that I am very, very appreciative. I am very, very thankful for all of the support. Even if it's taking me a little while to get to it. You guys have just been going above and beyond tonight. You've been extremely, extremely kind and extremely generous. CB Cooper and all of you. You've all been absolutely most excellent. So, yeah, thank you to every single one of you. How can we do the CB Cooper AI videos? Well, I'll tell you what, we can do that actually if you want. I'll tell you what, because I need to have a quick wee anyway. So I need to have a quick wee anyway. I need to go and grab another drink. So, why don't I... This is like 5 minutes long, or 4 minutes long. So why don't I have a wee, grab a drink, and then by the time I get back, you guys can watch this for when I get back. All right, there you go.
Couldn't breach the wall, but a man named Cooper came to rally us all. Game over, man, cosmic set to the sky. Russell W said glory to the first to die. Lockett said no tricks or shilling peptides. Mark of talent be clad, rock and roll he cried. Oh, Cooper's company, they march as one. Tiki held the banner of the rising sun. Cooper men, we were gaining ground with numbers fast, the most I ever saw. Cooper's company will conquer all. Squid Fist manned the guns and lit up the sky. Lower decks lost in space, but we never asked why. But the Gene Stealer was the last to fall. John Shepard couldn't believe what he saw. As they charged, we heard the enemy call. They're coming out of the goddamn walls. Oh, Cooper's company, they charge as one. Trooper 20 wanted to get on those guns. He came so close and yet so far away. When Cooper led, the day was saved. With numbers so fast they could never fall. Cooper's company will conquer all. Morty says that we breached the wire. It's a victory that we all desired. It's a me, Marco takes a final look back. Catholic Eagle said, wait, but where the Scions at? Bad Rabbit said, wait, but who is that I see? Those mad
I'm back.
bastards from the company. Oh, Cooper's company, they fired as one. Evan, go ahead and try to edit this one. A flood of boots, a thunderous sound. When Cooper leads, release the hounds. Out all those men, they took the wall. Cooper's company will conquer all. Battle halfway done, did Lord Tyrant survive? Who knew Chansey was still alive? I'm doing my part. Whispering monks declared Tuesday's Avenger lost in 1,000-yard stare. Don't lose your head, don't lose your nerve. Cooper shouted to us, remember why you serve. Oh, Cooper's company that never done. Stand up and be counted.
It's so mad. AI has come a long way since this video was made. I mean, this is still very good, don't get me wrong. When did that come out? That came out about a year and a half ago. And think about how much further AI has come since then, man. Crazy. Oh, yeah. Alright. Alright. Let's have a look. What do we got next? We've got Russell W. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Ask Warlord when the new winter Soviets / heavy weapons are. Actually, that's a good question. In fact, I can take some questions. And then I'll write them down, actually. Any questions people have got for them tomorrow? So we've got plastic, Soviet weapons. And there's another one somebody asked, wasn't there? See if I can find it. Oh no, that was the only one. That's it. Okay. Yag Panther plastic when? I think we've got a Yag Panther, don't we? Oh, no, we've got a Yag Tiger. We haven't got a plastic Yag Panther. I mean, I don't know if that'll ever come to plastic. It's quite a niche model. Like, not everything's going to come to plastic, but I mean, maybe. But I can ask like what. I'll tell you what plastic tanks next. But they probably won't. I can always ask. I might not be able to share the answer. What plastic kits next? There you go. That covers it all. All right. Let's have a look at what do we got next. I'll do some super chats. And then we can take some questions if we need to. So, we're at... it's me, Marco! Marco, thank you so much for the very, very generous support, sir. Thank you so much for the big super chat, man. We shall torment Tansons in a week, sir. Yes! Oh, my days. Marco, we're pleased to know that I recorded the last update video today. It will be going out on either Monday or Tuesday. It's not a very big one. It just covers a couple of questions that we've got from the community, and it covers what's happening with the specialist boards. I mean, basically, the BFG board and the Titan Death board haven't really panned out, but we always knew there was a very high chance of that happening because it kind of relied upon someone, it kind of relies upon people coming out from the woodwork from the community. And so in the end, what we've done is we've basically folded those two boards together. And we've made a 9th normal board. Although, of course, normal at these events is always still fucking massive. And what we're going to do is the 9th, it's going to be the 9th board is going to be called the Graveyard of the God Engines. And that's where we're going to have we're going to have like some Titans sprinkled about. But they're going to be objectives that people can try and take control of. Try being the operative word. And they'll be able to control them permanently, but they might be able to fire one of the weapons off. Or maybe it'll overload and come back at them. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's going to be a very cool 9th board. And maybe depending on who wins that might influence if they get more Titans or less Titans or something in the future. Something like that. So yeah, there you are. All right, so yeah, Marco, hopefully something to look forward to. And also, Marco, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships, baby. Yes, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you for the extra platoon to hold the line in the name of the Emperor. Hopefully 20 scions who will finally Year 4, get a chance to deep strike. There you are. Thank you so much, Marco, for the incredible support. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the weekend, man. Amazing. All right, next we've got Tiki. Tiki, thank you for the banzai. Please ask tomorrow about Boer War bot action. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there you are. And then we've got Russell W. Thank you for the super chat, man. Check stream discussion for some awesome Asian America invasion America terrain. Let's have a look. Sarissa. Let's have a look. Ah, yes, very true. Atomic Americana suburban neighborhood. Yep. Perfect for games of Fallout, and I imagine also for games of Konflikt 47. Very, very true, sir. Very, very true. Retro Americana bundle. But do they don't come pre-painted, do they? You have to build and paint them yourselves, I believe, is the situation. Let me have a look. Perfect Konflikt 47. They've actually put that in the title. That's hilarious. Yeah. I think these come pre-painted, do they? If they come pre-painted, that's huge. I just can't imagine it. 150 quid for that much pre-painted terrain. Well, actually, I suppose it is a discount, isn't it? Doesn't say. Let me... Unassembled and unpainted. There you go. Yeah, I thought so. It's not that, I mean, for some people that's a plus, but I thought, I don't think Sarissa does pre-painted MDF. I think they've got some pre-painted stuff, like this. They do have some of it. Which actually looks pretty reasonably priced, actually. Yeah, it looks all right. So they do have some. They didn't for a long time, but they must have upped their game. Yeah. Yeah. They do, but not that range apparently. Not yet, but hopefully they will do, right? I mean, it'd be awesome if they could do that Atomica America stuff in pre-painted. I mean, literally that would be perfect, wouldn't it? Like that would be like amazing for Invasion America, yeah. All right, but still a very good suggestion, Russell W. Very good suggestion indeed. So Jamie, thank you for the super chat. I'm lobbying for the glory of Caesar. If you want me to get to Hail Caesar, I absolutely need to get on the epic Hail Caesar for sure. I think after either Epic Waterloo or Epic Hail Caesar, I think after I've after this TTC and Tantalus is done, I think it's going to be I'm diving into some Epic Hail Caesar. It might be, you guys have seen me paint Konflikt for about 18 months now. I think you're about to see me paint Hail Caesar for about the same amount of time. There you go. Dan Ico, thank you for the Giga Chat for the glory of Caesar, for the glory of Rome. I will get on some Hail Caesar. I'll get one way or another. I'm going to get on some epic scale. Either it's going to be Waterloo, or it's going to be Hail Caesar, or it's going to be both. Yeah. I was actually chatting to Mordy Bro yesterday about the epic Hail Caesar, and yeah, he's up for it if he gets to play the Celts. So that should be cool. Waldmeister, will you ever do model assembly streams? I do all the time, Waldmeister. I just haven't been doing for the last 3 months, because what I tend to do is do a lot of assembly and then a lot of painting, and then a lot of assembly and a lot of painting. So you've joined during a bit of a painting patch, but I do a lot of building of models on stream as well. Chaos Nub, thank you for the 5 gifted membership, sir. Thank you for the 5 conscripts to hold the line. In the name of the Emperor, sir, thank you for doing your part. Commander HHL, thank you for the super chat, man. Anyone wondering about Cornet Gaines? He's doing well, just expanding his family and started the new hobby, medieval MMA. Also, lobbying for boat game. Hey! I mean, I haven't heard anything from Cornet Gaines in a little while, but, yeah, obviously love that guy, man. He's a great lad. And, yeah, like, I hope everything's going well for him, man. I hope he's enjoying his... I know he's basically kind of quit 40k, didn't he? I don't know if he's still doing that much YouTube. I think he's still doing a bit of YouTube, isn't he? Yeah, he's not doing as much as he was, but I think he's... actually, you know, sort of going through it. Again, I'm not shitting on the guy in any way, shape, or form. You know, he does YouTube for fun, so he should cover what he thinks is fun. I mean, obviously, look at the fucking guy, man. I'm not going to talk shit to him. But the point is, if you look, there's not that much 40k stuff on his channel at the moment. Yeah. So he's got some... he's got a little bit here, but it's mostly... you know, got some Trench Crusade, a lot of training videos.
When it comes to fighting crime, there's only one
Yeah.
man keeping the streets safe while keeping it real.
I think, you know, you can sort of see a lot of 40k and working out, a lot of 40k and working out, and then basically, after 11th edition launched, there's like a handful of videos about fuck 40k, and then it's just all non-40k stuff. Oh my god, amazing. But no, that's the right, in many ways. You know, if you're not, don't, you know, especially if you do it for your hobby and for your fun, like, you should do it for the fun, not do it because you feel like you have to. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, I'm glad he's doing really well. And I'm really glad that his family's going well. I'm really glad that his medieval MMA is going really well. And I'm really glad that, you know, his channel is kind of reflecting where his interests are and everything. Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. All right. Thank you for the update, man. And then we've got Donovan McLean. Thank you so much, man. We've got a lot. I lobby for neither. They're both poo. Pretoria ATW. What is Pretoria ATW? 1 minute. All the way. When you say Pretoria, what are we talking? Are we talking? What are we talking? Wait, was that Zulu? Do you mean like Zulu? I could go Zulu. Or do you mean Praetorian? Like, Praetorian Guards. Ah! Yes. For the, what do you call it? For Hail Caesar. I mean, were the Praetorian Guards a bunch of arrogant pricks, though? 40k Praetorian. Oh, 40k Praetorian Guards. I mean, I can't get those from Warlord, unfortunately. Chance to be a fine thing, right? I And I've got the STLs from Victoria Minis, so yeah. There you go. There you are. All right. No, that was in regards to which Kane, like, oh, sorry. We've had a few things going on at once. That's my bad, bro. Yeah, neither the old ones or the new ones, the Praetorian Guard all the way. Ah, okay, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I love it. I mean, yes, of course, right? But actually, none of those three, not the new Canes, not the old Canians, not the Praetorian Guard, the Morden Iron Guard all the way. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. If you want me to, obviously, if you're going to ask me to pick if we're getting into a what's the best regiment situation, obviously it's the fucking Mordians. Like, my love for the Mordians has never diminished. It's never abated, you know. I fucking love those marched up and down the square in ranks bastards, you know. No more memes. Thank you for the super chat, man. German's Dream discussion. Permission to paint the tank? I mean, you can paint whatever models you want. You don't need to wait for me to tell you what you can and can't paint. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Well, firstly, we've got Donovan McLean's Praetorian here. I think it's worth mentioning. Yes. It does look... the old Praetorians, man. They never beat them. They never fucking beat them. I'm telling you, they never beat them, man. As for this, I mean, they look good, but they need basing. You could paint the tank. You can come back to basing them later if you want to. I'm just saying that if you want to count them as finished before you move on for your own personal vibes, then maybe you need to base them. But they're looking. I'm only busting your balls. No one means like ah. But no, they're looking good. Maybe a bit of a wash. I think some of the guys in chat are saying a bit of a wash. Yeah, I don't know if they already are washed or not, but a bit of a shade. I mean, yeah, but they look good, man. They look decent. Yeah, there you are. Cool. Very cool. It's coming together, mate. It's very much coming together. All right, they do look good. You've done a good job on them for sure. I love it, no memes. I love it. You're getting all the bot action sorted, all the K-47 going. Amazing. Not washed. Well, fair. Well, to be honest, I'll tell you what, man. Paint what you want, but I would at the very least, if you're still waiting for base material to turn up, I'd do the shading first. Then I'd move on. That's what I would do. Because then all you've got to do when you get back to them is the basing. And that's almost like a separate job. Yeah. All right. Hex and Violence, thank you for the super chat, man. I've never owned an Orc army before. First army in 20 years. Wow. Holy shit, man. Well, Orcs in Old Hammer and in Mid Hammer are perfect. Like, down to the last detail. They're perfect. They're crazy, wacky, vicious, brutal fighters. And they feel exactly the way they should feel. And they play exactly the way they should play. I've seen so many battle reports from like mini-sodes. Is mini-sodes or mini-escape? I always get too mixed up. But mini-sodes with this Orcs in second edition, they're always amazing. And I played Midhammer a lot when I was a kid against Orcs, and it was always a ton of fun. So yeah, I think getting some Orcs and playing some Midhammer with them is I think you're gonna be in for an excellent time. Yeah, I want to really go in full on the crazy and the fun factor. Dude, you're gonna have a great time with them. You can even like get some like looted vehicles and stuff, and you can make some like looted trucks and stuff. So don't be restricted by any new or old models. Make the army the way that you think it should look. Make it with all of the looted wagons and looted trucks and everything. Yeah. So there you go, man. I look forward to seeing it. Court Gen, thank you for the super chat, dude. American power weapon options for the new prototype. American melee mech. Well, the Americans have already got a melee mech. That's what the Grizzly is, so I can answer you that one. As for American power weapon options for the new prototype, we know of two. So we know that they're going to have LMGs that they've got now. And in the rule book, it describes a scenario where there's a squad of 10 American power armor guys with Tesla rifles. Now, that might have just been a scenario that was written a long time ago. When I say scenario, like it's a rules explanation, so it's an example using them it's an example of a rule, right? So we can assume that they're going to get Tesla rifles. Well, I think we can sort of say like 80% assume they're going to have Tesla rifles, and then we know they're going to have the LMGs. The big question is, are they going to have HMGs, which would be a big step up, and HMGs would be very cool. Yeah, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. But I don't know when the American power armor is coming out, but if we've seen the prototype, hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully it'll be within 12 months kind of thing. What do we got next? Donovan, thank you for the super chat, dude. Fallschirmjäger or veteran infantry platoon for my Axis. I'm considering them for the core to my Nacht force and then some Nacht Jaegers. So the veteran infantry platoon comes with flamethrowers, which is awesome, but it doesn't come with assault rifles. Fallschirmjäger come with assault rifles, but they don't come with flamethrowers. So if it's in the context of K-47, I would go for the veteran infantry platoon, because assault rifles, you're going to have plenty of those. You know, inevitably you'll expand, right? You'll start off with an Act Force, but then you want to try all the different bits for the Axis. And all your fucking power armor comes with assault rifles or something like it. But what you really want for your basic infantry is flamethrowers. You need to kill it with fire, otherwise basic infantry struggles so much. So I definitely go for veteran infantry 4K47 because of the flamethrowers. Now, if you were going for just bolt action, I'd say probably the Fallschirmjäger, because in bolt action, assault rifles are more valuable in many ways because of there being no damage 7 infantry. But yeah, there you go. That or Alpini Italians. I mean, Italian Alpini are very, very cool models. Don't get me wrong. But they don't have assault rifles or flamethrowers, so they won't help you at all in K-47. All right. Chaos Nub, thank you for the super chat, man. Blood Angels in stream discussion. All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Start of my Blood Angels 5th Company. I quite like the Armageddon models, even though I'm not really feeling 11th so far. Maybe it's time for me to dip my toes to K-47 or Old World. Yes! The model, I actually really like the models for 11th edition as well. If I didn't have such issues with, you know, building the GW kits, although I imagine these ones might be a bit easier to build, I'd be loving it. It's, in fact, it's the number one thing that's been holding me back from getting, like, I've been really tempted to get like a Primaris Space Marine army. It feels like now there's never been a better time, right? With how much the secondhand market is like flooded from like scalpers and stuff. So yeah, I have been really tempted to, but the issue has just been like how much I just hate putting GW models together. But generally speaking, I do like the 11th edition models, so I don't blame you for enjoying them and having fun with them and all that kind of great shit. So yeah, go for it. As for, you know, playing some K-47 Old World, I can't encourage it enough. They're incredibly fun games. And that makes something clear. I don't encourage you playing them over 40k. Like, I want you to enjoy as many war games as possible. I want you to enjoy wargaming to its fullest extent. You know, enjoy some of the, you know, I love Old World. That's in the GW bubble, right? It's not an IGW thing. It's not an anti-GW thing. I'm just saying, like, I have come to learn and enjoy the rich tapestry of wargaming. And so I encourage everybody to, you know, enjoy 40k, but at the same time, don't be afraid to step outside the 40k bubble if you need a bit of a palate cleanse, a bit of perspective. So yeah, I fully encourage it, man. As for the models you painted, bro, these are absolutely exquisite. These are absolutely amazing. Yeah. The dust on the bottom of the boots is just awesome. The lightning coming off the staff. I think you've absolutely smashed it, man. Like, genuinely, these are gorgeous models. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I think everyone here in the stream would agree that the models that you've painted here, they look better than the ones that GW did for their own fucking game, man. Look at this, boys. Look at this. The little glow on the blood droplet. The dust on the bottom of the boots. The weathering and scratches on the weapons. I mean, I think these look. Look at that head swap. Look at the head swap, boys. Yeah, look at that. That looks sick as fuck. I love the rusty magazine in the bottom of the bolter. Or maybe it's just from the Dunes of Armageddon. I'm not sure. I'm loving the bullet holes as well. That's great. So cool. It is amazing how much better Primaris Marines look with just a head swap. This is what's been making me want to do a new army for 40k and to do a Primaris army, which I know is absolute heresy, but what's been making me want to do that is head swaps. I just want to take the new Marines and just give them all proper helmets and just go from there. Yeah. I love the way we've done the bolter here with it sort of like black on the outside, grey on the inside. Yeah, it looks so good. I think you had a Vanguard veteran as well, didn't you? Yeah, I love the bullet hole. It's like it's penetrated the plate, but maybe not gone all the way through. Or maybe he's just a fucking space marine, so he's dead fucking hard, and he's just been shot, and it's gone through his armor, but he can just take it like an absolute mega boss. Yeah. Like genuinely, these models are actually better than GWs. Like if GW had shown these models off, I bet they would have had less pushback on the fucking on the reveals, right? Yeah. They look awesome, man. Yeah. Look genuinely awesome. Very, very good job, Kesel. We should be proud of your work, man. Genuinely, you should be proud. All right. What do we got next? Ulysses, thank you for the Giga Chat. Hot take: Scions and Kazakin should be 145 points, and Guard infantry should be 55/105. Guard is not elite; it is a horde. The Emperor's Hammer. Yeah, but why are you making me fucking Scions and Kazakin super expensive, bro? Just make the regular guard. Don't nerf me. Just make the regular guardsmen cheaper. I agree. I agree with the sentiment, but I do not agree with the execution. But I agree with what you're going for. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? Scion's already that. That's true. Scion's already that price. That's true. Yeah. Ryan Tomlinson. Thank you for super chat. Hype for tomorrow. Any bot actions as K47 roadmap updates? No, but I'll ask about it. There you go. There you go. I'll ask about. I haven't got anything myself. I know what's being revealed tomorrow, but I can't say it. But I haven't got anything myself. But I'll ask for updates for the middling future and stuff. But I probably won't be able to tell you straight away. But I might be able to drop some hints and stuff. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? Aussie Bowlbuster. Thank you for the Giga Chat. Every wargamer needs to try something other than 40k at some point. 40k isn't a hobby; it's a game within a hobby. Yeah, I think being totally fair to Games Workshop. I think even now to a strangely lesser extent, which I'll explain. But in the past, they have been utterly dominant in the tabletop wargaming space. Now, there's been loads of miniature companies and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but they've been utterly dominant in the miniature wargaming space. I think they have been. But I think what's happened is the industry has now... I think at first, GW was kind of growing the industry for themselves. They were growing it as much as they could. They were just, they were just growing and growing and growing. I think what's kind of happened now is the industry growth has kind of got away from them a little bit. A rising tide lifts all ships, right? And so I think a lot of companies in many ways have sort of benefited from the growth of the industry that GW has forced. And I think GW is massively deserves credit for, I might not have agreed with the way they've done it, but I think they do deserve credit for making wargaming essentially mainstream in many ways. But I think what's happened now with Games Workshop is the industry is kind of like all grown up now, and now they are the main player, but they're certainly not the only player. And I do think, and I know Games Workshop doesn't really consider, I think Games Workshop does consider themselves above competition. I think they see, they see games like they see companies like Warlord, they see companies like Archon, and other companies as well, and they see them as, they know they exist, but they don't, or at least they like to pretend they don't give a fuck about what they're doing, right? And I think that is I think that's a mistake by Games Workshop. I think GW for a long time has kind of been able to get away with being like the arrogant king. They've been able to get away with being like Smaug, but remember, fucking Smaug died. I'm not saying GW is going to die, but Smaug died. Right, and he died because he was arrogant. He died because he believed he was impervious and no one would ever be able to take his fucking big pile of gold away from him. And I think what GW should do is be aware. I think they should be acutely aware that even if they're in a position of great power, I think that they need to recognize they're not the only games company out there now. And whilst they can always try and refill the bucket, there's a chance that if they pull too much shit, they are going to push people away, and and those people aren't necessarily going to leave wargaming. Those people will just go to someone else's arms. And so I think Games Workshop, I think they need. What I'm trying to say is, in summary, I think that they deserve a lot of credit for getting the industry where they are now, but I do think that they need to recognize that community goodwill is very, very, very important. Community goodwill is the most valuable thing that won't appear on your spreadsheet. Yeah. That's what I think. And I think right now, Games Workshop is in a somewhat unassailable position. But as Bassett says, GW won't start to compete actively until someone takes a significant market share of them. If I was GW, I would do something before it got to that point. I would do something to head off inevitable competition. Like, okay, we know that we've been taking the piss with some of these model designs. We know we've been taking the piss with some of these prices. Let's really go on a bit of a charm offensive. Let's get ahead of this. Let's go on the charm offensive. If I was Games Workshop, that's what I would be doing. Full-blown charm offensive. But I don't know if they'll ever do that until they're forced to do it. But, yeah. All right, what do we got next? Macon, thank you for the super chat. Ask about Fantasy 47 tomorrow. I'll ask. I don't think Fantasy 47 is even a thing, but what I can do is propose the idea. You guys ever thought about making Konflikt 47 BC? Yeah. Anyway. I think that's everything there, What do we got here? Nostalgia Vivek, thank you for 32 months, man. X-Force, baby. Old Hammer and stream discussion. X-Force, not long till 3 years. I know, man. It's crazy. Let's have a look. Thank you for the very long-term support, man. It's been incredible. Painted up my Havocs and 2 champions. Everything for our game is painted. Now, more batch painting heavy tanks. Also, bought the 4th edition rulebook and Chaos Space Marine and Space Marine coats today. I think I've changed my mind about chapter for 4th. You talk about the Badab War earlier got me looking at the executions again. Executions are cool. Yeah, very cool. Yes! Goblin Green Supremacy! I love it. I fucking love it, man. Yes! These old ass minis have never looked so good. Look at them. Old heavy Bs, old missile launchers, old las cannons. Oh my days. Look at them, boys. Look at the buttes. Slice of history right there, boys. A real slice. Very fucking cool. I can't wait to bust out the Mordian Iron Guard versus the... It's Iron Guard and Iron Warriors. That's what it'll be. A clash of iron, sir! A clash of iron! It should be fucking cool, bro. Yeah, it should be great. There you go. Nice. I think you've done a great job, man, and I'm absolutely excited for the game. Should be awesome, man. Yeah, it should be good. Cheeky 1500 point game. Chilling out in the in old Element games, just having a great time. Yeah, I might take some pictures of like each turn. So because we don't just take a picture of each turn, then I'll might do like a little narrative, like narrate over it, which you might think, oh, you could film it more, dude. I could do, but back in the day of YouTube, pictures turn by turn were the way of doing it. So I would be doing it in a classic format. Also, it means that we could just chill playing the game and not worry about filming and everything. And also it means that we can, we don't have to worry about background noise and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it'll be the first game of 4th. Yeah, exactly. So we can just, take some pictures and everything. Yeah, it should be cool. Yeah, exactly, right. So just literally a picture at the end of each turn would be, I think would be the way to do it. Yeah. I think best for everyone involved. All right. Aussie Ballbuster, thank you for the Giga Chat. I'm a big fan of Kings of War by Mantic, experiencing the online rules, online army builder, and their STLs for their models. It's hard to go back to codex and data slates. If GW did these, they'd slay. Yeah. The thing is, I think GW, they need to be careful. If GW went, okay, just full-blown STLs, embracing it all tomorrow, I think there's so little community goodwill for them that they just lose loads of money. I think, unfortunately, Games Workshop has kind of dug themselves a bit of a pit when it comes to this kind of thing. And they're going to have to do some... This is what I mean. I think they need to go on a bit of a charm offensive first. Because if Games Workshop went, okay, guys, we've released a bunch of STLs for you guys. To, oh, okay, one person's bought them. Oh, my God. And now everyone's printing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would... I think they would. Because people are like, fuck you, GW. I don't give a fuck that you gave me a fucking STL kind of thing. Maybe it would be part of the charm offensive, but it would have to be at the end, right? I think the first thing that I think that they should do is have free rules. I really cannot see. I mean, it must not be enough money for the making of this app and shit. Maybe they are, but I just think like, why would you use the GW app when you can just use New Recruit and so many others for your army list building? Yeah, it's crazy. But there's one thing I was going to say. I can't remember. It might come back to me. Oh yeah. Oh no, that was it. So the reason why I think GW is charging so much for the app. So here's the thing, right? I actually learned something quite interesting. So I learned how much Games Workshop spent on the website. I think I said before, it was 10 million. Okay, so they spent 10 million on the website. And then I learned that they also, see, some of the stuff that they spend money on, we don't see. And I learned that they spent about 6 million trying to develop a app like BCP. And then it failed. They couldn't get it to work. They spent 6 million to not have a BCP like app, which is why when BCP came along, they've now essentially bought it out. Like BCP is sort of, I don't know, in some way, shape, or form is now in bed with GW in some capacity. Yeah. So I think the issue is that you've got to think this is how much money they've spent on GW. I think massively overspends on digital stuff. And I think it's because they're really not very good at it. Like they have a really bad history of being bad at it. And so I think the reason why they charge so much for things like Warhammer Plus and I think the reason why they'll never do like proper free online rules and stuff is because I think that they'd fuck it up. And they know they'd fuck it up. They know like we just don't have a good track record on this. And B, I think that if they tried to do it, they'd spend so much money setting up the digital infrastructure that then they would feel like they'd need to try and claw some money back on it. Because Games Workshop, again, they can... I think it also comes down to, we know that everything on GW is data-driven. Everything is data-driven. To the last minute element, it's data-driven. So if GW has spent 5 million on free app, income 0 every month on that, maintenance and all those kinds, all they're going to see is, well, this thing's just costing us. So what they do is they go, okay, well, it costs this much now. This is how much we're making each month off it. Eventually, it'll pay itself back and everything. But they don't realize that free rules can lead to indirectly you gaining a lot of money, but because they can't see the direct link on the fucking sheets on the software, yeah. So that's the issue. They're data driven to a horrific extent. Yeah. Something else I was going to say then. It was kind of related. They're like the government. Everyone knows that they just throw money at problems for every time they try and buy from someone they get ripped off. Yeah, exactly. I think there's a great deal of nepotism as well. I think a lot of the time they go, oh, well, we'll use this company. And it turns out that company is maybe owned by someone in the company, someone in like, oh, we'll use this IT company for our app development. Okay, who owns that? Oh, it's one of our employees' wives. Oh, interesting. Wives, if you get the drift, kind of thing. I think there's an element. I have no evidence of that, by the way. Complete tinfoil hat. But there's lots of rumors that go around about there's a reason why GW ends up spending so much and they don't get a great product. It's because because of that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's that 5 million is going to essentially going to someone in the company. Yeah. But that could all be bollocks. That could all be total bollocks. So don't take it as gospel. Oh god, there was one other thing I was going to mention. It was kind of related to this. It was kind of a big deal. I've kind of forgotten to mention it until now. Oh, that was it. I learned something very interesting. Now, this might not... Some people are going to say, well, duh, Mordian, but hear me out. I learned from an ex-inside source, shall we say, how GW responds to a bad financial forecast. So GW has a series of, I don't know if you call them like policies or processes or protocols but a series of kind of like break in case of emergency actions that they'll do if the sales look like they're not going to be good in the future, or the sales haven't been as high as expected. And what they and it's going to sound really obvious, but their go-to strategy for this is to increase their margins. So it's not to now so increase their margins specifically in two ways, which is they lower costs and they increase prices. Now a lot of people are going to say, "Dirt, Mordian, dirt," but hear me out. Up until this point, I would say for a lot of people, this has been a theory, as it were. And I have to say, the source here is trust me, bro. Okay, so maybe it is still a theory, and maybe it's all a bunch of bollocks. Okay, but I'll put the tinfoil hat on, but I do feel somewhat like I can trust trust this source. But the idea is that rather than now, the reason why I think this is important to mention is because obviously if something goes badly, companies do have a number of ways that they can respond. We've spoken about things like charm offensive. We've spoken about things like, you could do, people, if a company needs to try and get rid of something or whatever, or try and make some money, they can do things like a sale, right? Sales exist so that companies can make money, and also they can try and shift things that maybe they wouldn't normally shift at full price, but when it's on the shelves, it's worth nothing. So it's better to get some money, even if the margin's smaller or even a loss. It's less of a loss potentially, right? So there's all sorts of different methods and techniques that companies can use to increase profitability. But Games Workshop's go-to method, in fact, their only method, is to increase the price and decrease the costs, which basically means decrease. When I say decrease costs, one of the ones they go for is quality control. So now I think that's very interesting to learn that, because my tinfoil hat hypothesis over the last couple of weeks has been, why is GW acting the way that they're acting? And I've said, I think what we're seeing here is a panic response. I think and again, it's all conspiracy theory, but I think what we're seeing here is them responding to a poor financial forecast. And that's why I think you're seeing the second price rise in a year. And that means we've got one more to go by the end of the year, right? Second price rise in 6 months, 6 to 8 months. That's unusual. Why we're seeing them bringing so much content forward. Like, they've released the fucking Exodites and shit well before they've even released the first 40k codex and stuff. They've been pulling all this stuff forward. Why they've increased the price on Warhammer Plus. Why they've taken the Baneblade sprue out. So I think all of these little points on the graph that we theorized were, we were going, why should we be doing this? Why are they being so greedy? Why are they being so mask off corpo? I think, again, complete conspiracy theory. I think, but plus this now learning this inside information, I think that what we're seeing, it's another point on the graph. It's another point on the graph. So we'll have to see. The big question is going to be, will this approach that they're taking of increased price, lower costs, increased margins, will that make a difference for the next financial report? We'll find out in 4 months or so. So it's entirely possible that GW is successful here. There might be a reason why this is the method that they choose to go down, why this is the technique they choose to use, because it's got a track record of being successful. Okay, so they very well may come out. I'm not expecting the next financial report to come out and say, "Oh, it's all gone to shit." I'm expecting the next financial report to come out and to say GW's made shitloads of money. But I'm wondering if maybe they've managed to get it over the line for this. I'm wondering how many more financial reports they can do this for before maybe it stops working. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. There you are. All right. Got 2 more super chats, and then I'm wrapping the stream up, guys. I'm only doing a quick one tonight. I've got to be up early tomorrow. All right. Florida Eccentric, thank you for the super chat, man. Hobby update and stream discussion towards the bottom. Let's have a look, man. Wow. Look at that beast, man. That is one nicely painted stug. I love the camouflage pattern on it. I love the side skirts. I think it looks great. I think it looks really fucking good, man. I think you've absolutely nailed it. Excellent shit, bro. Really, really, really good, excellent shit. That's cool. Is that the Warlord kit or the Rubicon kit? By the way, I'm just kind of curious. I've not built either one myself yet, so yeah. That looks awesome, man. That looks beautiful. Good job. The Lower Decks, thank you for the super chat. Caveat emptor. Caveat emptor? Stream discussion? What the fuck does caveat emptor mean? Sir, the deal is set up. We have heaved to outside the gates of the settlements of Drippy Pipe. I can relate to that one. While the Free Republic puts on its lights and devilish distractions for the good honest folk, I am going to attend a buy for the weirds. The broker for the deal stated a strict no heavy weapon policy for the meet. So I decided we will take no visible heavy weapons. I have requested a detail of guards drawn from the Committee of Understanding for No Trading in Slaves to join me. I love it. As I walked into the now empty bar on the other side of town, its dim lighting could not hide the portable meat locker hovering behind the dozen or so hive scum, backing the mistakable form of a Dalat ganger. And I was thinking this might have gone well. From behind the bar, a shot hit me in my most private bathing suit area. Yes, sir, I can say for certainty, I appear to have just taken a solid slug right to where, on a less capable man, my ship's own Nova cannon would be. Good job you're wearing the Indostructo codpiece. That is mandated by all for all Dynasty members. It's Latin for buyer beware. Ah, okay. Very good. Very good. Too clever for me. There you are. Let's have a look here. Never forget the way the BBC announced the death of Prince Philip. I've heard this one before. I can't remember what it was though. Let's have a look. Radio One's dance anthems.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh.
He's still raving from beyond the grave, man. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. It's what he would have wanted. Honestly, Prince Philip, he had a pretty good sense of humour. I think he probably would have loved that. Yeah. Damn Legion, what? You don't speak Latin, MG? I don't. I mean, I learned a very basic level of Latin when I was a kid. Ecce Romane. And Bartis, Bartum, Bant is all I really remember. But yeah, other than that, I don't really remember very much from my 1 year of studying Latin at school. My school did... it was, I can't remember what it was called. There was like a couple of... You could learn a couple of ancient languages when you got to like GCSE and stuff. You could do Latin or ancient Greek. Yeah. Romane Enot Thomas. Romans go. That no, that doesn't mean Roman go home. Carry was it? Carry the tents, or whatever it is. Etu Brutus. I think isn't it Etu Brute or Brutai? I can't remember. Yeah. Do you want to know what's really bad? I haven't seen the Rome TV show. I've only seen a very little bit of it. The only bit I've seen is when he was like bull. Yeah, that's the only bit I've seen. I watched a couple of clips of it recently on YouTube, and it seemed it was very good. The only concern I have is they cancelled it, didn't they? So I'd be worried I'd be watching it with no payoff. They did like Rome TV show. Only did 2 seasons, didn't they? I don't think they could bring it back now either, could they? It's been a while. I wonder why they cancelled it. When did they it's very old now. 2005, 2007. I wonder why I wonder if there's a reason for its cancellation. HO chairman Chris Albrecht announced in 2006 news conference that season 2 of Rome would be its last, citing the fact that the series, called notoriously expensive by broadcasting and cable, had been developed under a 2-year contract with the BBC. That would have been difficult for the BBC to extend due to the series' costs. Fucking hell! Another reason to hate the BBC. God.
You heard me?
Of the storyline, co-creator Helens said, I discovered halfway through the writing the second season the show is going to end. The second was going to end with the death of Brutus. Third and fourth season will be set in Egypt. Fifth is going to be the rise of the Messiah in Palestine. But because we got the heads up the second season would be it, I telescoped the third and fourth season into the second one, which accounts for the blazing speed we go through history near the end. There's certainly more than enough history to go around. So annoying. The BBC spends an infinite amount of money on an absolute bunch of shit, but they can't be bothered to fucking keep the TV program going. It's got an 8.7 on IMDb. That has to be one of the highest rated TV programs. Yeah. Highest rated TV shows of all time. Breaking Bad is on top. I'm looking at IMDb now. Breaking Bad's 9.5. Band of Brothers 9.4. There, that's fair. Chernobyl's 9.3. Avatar The Last Airbenders 9.3. The Wire. I've never watched The Wire. 9.3. Sopranos 9.2. There's loads of documentaries. I mean, it's loads of documentaries. It's like Planet Earth 2, Blue Planet, Cosmos again. Loads of one. Attack on Titans 9.1. There's loads here. There's some I don't recognize. The Office is 9. Clarkson's Farm is 9. Blue Planet again 9. Frozen Planet. Okay. Firefly 8.9. Fuck yeah, baby. I mean, to be fair, some of these, I don't trust the ratings of these because some of them have got like 1 million reviews and some of them have got like 32,000. So I don't really, obviously lower, as we know from the metadata, that is going to skew things a little bit. Like, there's a TV program here in the UK called Taskmaster, which is a bit shit. Like, it's fine, but it's a bit shit. That's rated a 9. It's only got 32,000 views. And then Friends, like one of those iconic TV programs of all time, is only an 8.8. But that's got 1.2 million views. So, yeah. Rome, there you go. Rome is in the top 100 TV shows of all time, and that's including a lot of bollocks, like we said before. Ones that haven't got that many votes. This one's got 200,000 votes, 8.7. Yeah, I think you could probably say if you got rid of everything that had less than 100,000 votes. I don't know if there's a way of doing that actually. Oh no. Yeah. But if you got rid of everything with 100,000 votes, it would probably be in like the top sort of 60. Yeah. MASH is the all-time GOAT. I don't know where MASH is, actually. Let's have a look. .5. So yeah, it's up there. It went on forever, didn't it, MASH? Fucking like 11 years, something mental. I never really watched it, you know. I've watched like a bit of it here and there, but I've never really watched it. I obviously it's one of the ones to add to the list. What's the Clone Wars at? .5. So it's pretty good. Yeah. Oh. All right. Anyway. 2 more super chats, then bed. All right. Bert, thank you for the super chat, man. Not watched Rome? Sacrilege. I know. I've watched little bits of it, but I really feel like I should watch the full thing. Yeah. I think like I shouldn't be afraid. Like I like rewatching Firefly, and I know that doesn't really have an ending. I know you've got Serenity, but you know, I know that sort of ended early. So I probably shouldn't let it put me off. The fact that it's still got an 8.5, even with a bit of a rushed ending, does show that it's probably quite good. Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely need to give it a go. I know there's like the news announcer guy's like true Roman bread for true Roman people, or whatever he says. Yeah. What do we got next? Butt Mountain. Thank you for the super chat. Since you're still here, lol, K47 theme list in stream discussion. All right, let's have a look, man. Another one that I always see is like when on like funny reels and stuff, and it's like promise you won't get. It's like they always come up on like Christmas time, like shorts and reels, and it's like promise you won't get political at Christmas dinner this year. It's like, of course, honey, I'll be on my best behavior. It's like me when the mulled wine hits. Our beloved republic is in the hands of madmen. I love those kind of things, man. All right, what do we got next? Somewhat inspired by the Defenders of Stuttgart set, the Panther will be proxied by a P40 with railgun. Puma will be my auto blinder with the old grav turret bolted on. Let's have a look. Defenders of Pescara. So this is your Italian K47 army. Okay, let's have a look. Star Trooper officer with a couple of buddies, light AT gun and Panzerfaust, and Rift Mastery. I'd probably go. I mean, it's not that much different. It just seems quite a lot. And LMGs. It just seems a lot. 203 points for one squad. I'd probably go Panzerfaust and LMGs or the light AT gun, but I think you could probably get away with not having both. Italian Centurion Squad, Legio Aquila Squad, assault rifles. I would probably not bother with the LMG. I would for your Legio Aquila, I mean, I know they come with some LMG models, but don't worry about it. Like, you're not going to necessarily use every model anyway. I would, instead of the LMG and the SMG, I'd just go for 6 blokes with Panzerfausts. That's what I would do. Paracaduzzi, Falco Squad, Panzerfaust, excellent, no changes there. Anti-tank rifle, excellent, no changes there. Puma, Panther, and then a regular Spinner. So, I think you should make your Puma veteran. Because you don't have... if you make it veteran, it can take advantage of the Schwerveld Mastery Army Special rule, which means it can start with the Surging Rift dice. Now, it will cost you about an extra 50 or so points. So that is something you need to take into account, 50, 60 points. But it's definitely worth it. Where would you find the points for it? I'd be tempted to drop the regular Spinner. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the regular Spinner, but if it's a choice between a regular Spinner or a fully maxed out Grav Puma, I'd go for the maxed out Grav Puma. But you could probably, you might not need to drop the Spinner, okay? Like I said, if you drop the light AT gun here, that's going to save you 35 points. If you drop this down to a 5-man squad with assault rifle, 4 assault rifles, 1 SMG, and Panzerfaust, that would probably save you some more points there. And you might need to drop the Solar Third anti-tank rifle. Let's actually work this out. Let's work it out. I don't think it'll be that difficult. Last super chat of the night, so the app version no longer supported. Please update. Oh, no. All right. So all we're looking for is Grav Puma. So it's 215. It's 25. It's not even that many points, man. I've massively overestimated how many points you need. It's 43 points that you'd need to find. We can definitely find 43 points without having to drop any actual units. I think we just go. I think either of you make the the light AT gun is like 35, isn't it? Light AT gun's 35. So if you drop that and replace the LMG, that'll say you've got 3 guys with LMGs. That will save you. Or, easier way of doing it, if you just drop the Panzerfausts, that will save you 15 points. Okay. And what do we need? 43 points. Okay. And then if we go and drop the LMG from the Legio Aquila squad, that's another 15 points. So that's 30 points. And how much are friggin' what do you call it? Legio Aquila. Okay, have you gone for veteran or regular on them? Regular, that's fine. Regular, 5 blokes, 4 assault rifles, SMG, Panzerfausts. 113 points versus 159 points. So that's 46 points. Oh, right, yeah, so you can literally just do that. So yeah, you don't even need to take the Panzerfaust off. So if you literally just made your Legio Aquila squad 5 guys with assault rifles and Panzerfaust should be fine. Yeah. Something like that. There's a few different ways you can play it, but wiggle the list around a little bit and you'll be able to get what you want. List at 1499. It's a ruin now. No, that is the point that goes to the green vault. There you are. Will there be Plastic Mars School at Ward Over Day? I've no idea. I guess we'll find out, Devil Lord, tomorrow. Yeah, there you are. Can you ask when the Plastic Mars School might be dropping? I could ask. I've already got it written down. What plastic kits are coming? I've already got it written down. Yeah. All right. All righty ho. Let's close the poll. Welly, Wellington. Would you look at that poll? Look at that poll, guys. 60-40. It's not even close. 60% of people, based on 188 votes, 60% of people think that the old Cadians were better than the new ones. And that's taking into account everything. Everything. Well. But unfortunately, I am going to have to rush off, guys, because I need to be up early tomorrow. So I do apologize for a shorter stream. I thought it was the open day was starting at 9. I found out it was starting at 10, so I kept the stream going for an extra hour just because that was the right thing to do, right? But guys, I just want to say before I rush off, thank you. Thank you so much for your support in this stream. Thank you so much to everyone who joined and chatted away and all that amazing stuff. And of course, also, I want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to all of you who've joined the streams this month, this week, I should say, who've watched the videos this week, who've chatted in the streams, who've left comments on the videos, you've liked, you've subscribed, all the support and the super chats, super comments, gifted memberships, member flexes, everyone who's signed up on Patreon, just everything from just the lurkers to the war masters, everything. It's amazing. We get to the end of another week and I said this in last night's stream, and so I won't get too soppy again today, but I'm always just reminded about how fortunate I am that I get to do this. I say it every week, and I like to take a moment to say every week. I'm really fortunate that I get to do this full time. And the reason I get to do it full time is because of you guys and all your support. And just know that I never fucking forget that. I never do. So thank you. Eve, thank you for putting up with my ever mad obsessions with different war games. Thank you for putting up with me crashing out over building Votan models. Thank you for watching, enjoying, and supporting the content. And just thank you for everything. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll take as many pictures as I can of the Warlord Open Day. If I see any of you there, that'll be amazing. I'll make sure you come and say hello. And I will, hopefully see you all on the Monday stream. There you are. Cosmic, thank you for the last super chat, man. How many IS2s is too many? I don't understand the question. There can never be too many. There you go. There can never be too many. All right. I also want to say a big thank you to Iqbal. Hey, Iqbal coming in at the end here, man. Member for 38 months. 38 months on Flex. X-Force, baby. Over 3 years, man. You've come in just at the end, Iqbal. But I want to say thank you so much for continuing your membership over these 3 great years, man. So thank you. Howdy, Morty. Hope life's been good. You know what, man? Life's been really good. Life's been really good. Life's been, it's just been relaxing, maxing, ain't too taxing. It's been fun. I feel a lot less stressed. I was really salty last year, and now I'm way less salty. There you go. So yeah, it's been good. Hope life's been all right for you as well, man. Konflikt Drew, thank you for super chat. Ask about the linebacker twin fix and tell them to bust the rift. See, Cosmic, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think you've got legal precedent. I think you've got legal precedent. For the new Onryo mech, the twin heavy Shiburu cannons get reroll. They basically get like old twin linked from 40k. Now that's the only weapon system that we've seen get it. And I think, well, I know the reason it's got it is to help it hit more often with the crush weapons so that it can actually get the mythical double hit and it can actually do its job as anti-tank. But I'm just saying, they've given it to that as a special thing. They've made an exception there, Cosmic. So why can't they make an exception for the goddamn Super Bazooka? The question I have for you now, Cosmic. The twin heavy Shiburu cannon on the Inigo, it doesn't fire 4 shots as 2 of them strapped together would. It fires 2 shots with a reroll on each shot. Cosmic, would you rather the Super Bazookas on the linebacker fired 1 shot but with a reroll, or 2 shots without a reroll? What would you prefer? That's the question. And we're talking a full reroll here. Not reroll. I mean, I suppose there's no reroll ones, is there? That's the question. Yeah. That's the thing. And I know what Cosmic's going to say. Cosmic's going to say, no, I want it to have 2 shots and a reroll. Yeah. There you are. All right. All right. And on that note, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I hope you enjoyed this week. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.
Infantry, sir. Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today.
Banzai! Tiki, thank you for the gift of membership. And Cosmic, the Tiki point is real. Of course it is. Thank you for the super chat.